Alright. Wasn't expecting to have that on screen, but you know what? We're good now. We're good. We're swell. We're groovy. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday to you and yours. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday night, just about. Wherever you are, whenever you are, whoever you are. It is I, the Professor of Pugilism, the Archduke of Old School, the Lord of the Soup, the man of the hour, the tower of power too sweet to be sour, Poncho Smith here. Welcome in. Welcome back. Surprise, everybody. Surprise, surprise. We are playing a game that came out in 2016. We're actually recent. We are not exclusively retro. We are not exclusively old school. Sometimes, well, I mean, there was Jetstorm's game with the Luna Knights and whatnot, but I mean something honkin' huge. I mean, Squeenix did this one. You know, you can't see them; they're hiding behind my legs. But anyway, welcome to PARANORMASIGHT, the Mermaid's Curse. This is the follow-up to PARANORMASIGHT, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo, I believe that game was called. We played through that last year. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Very, very mystery heavy. Some chills, some thrills, some scary shit. And from what I've been led to believe, now granted I've tried to avoid spoilers, so I'm going in. Aside from like the very surface level information that was put out about this game, I'm going in almost completely cold, as colder than a witch's tit, as the colloquialism goes. But yeah, hopefully we get more of the same here. Interesting background. We got the mermaid here. We've got what looks like, you know, some coral and a path of rock going into like some type of warp tunnel. And we got the stars up here. So what exactly is going on here? Very, very intriguing. Very intriguing. Well, you know what? Let's find out. Let's start. Let us begin. Story has been updated, so the chapter will start from the beginning. Okay. Oh, hey, it's this guy again, Mr. Narrator Storyteller. Storyteller. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting in the way of any of the text, so, you know what, that's good. That's great. Alright, I'm not sure what voice I gave him last time, so... My apologies for the wait. Welcome, welcome. How wonderful it is to see you again. I am the Storyteller, your guide to the world of Paranormasight. Now then, I understand you might be keen to dive into our story, but there are some important matters I must address first, so please bear with me a while longer. First, this game uses autosave. The game will automatically save at regular intervals, so you may stop playing at any time. When you wish to access these saves, or memories, if you will, you may call them forth from the load screen. Oh, nice Okay, so that's not even his real mustache. He's wearing a face mask. Probably not even his real hair. It's gotta be a big-ass weave. Next, please look at the upper right of the screen. This is the menu button. From here, you can check the text log, view files, and adjust your settings for auto mode. You can adjust the volume and other game settings in the options menu. So adjusting the volume was actually pretty important to proceeding in some sections of the previous Paranormasight. I am curious to know if that will hold true here. If you find that certain effects make the text difficult to read, you may turn them off. I recommend you check the brightness controls and other settings before continuing. Alright, understood. Okay, zoom in with the L, we move. Oh, we can select items! Alright. Zoom out, menu, confirm, cancel. Compatible. Well, we're not using the touchscreen. Let's have to play. Okay, so there was a lot of like background stuff that explained, you know, the culture of where we were, where the game was taking place, some of the traditions, some of the phenomenon that was happening as it pertained to events that happened in the story. So that's what that was all about. Now, let us go over the basic controls. When the game's in your control, you may move the right stick to look at your surroundings. You will once again become able to move after this, so try taking a look behind you before turning back to me. Alright. Okay, we're moving a bit more fluidly now. Okay, that was a good 360. Wonderful, well done. You may also select the face of an individual in front of you to talk to them. Please, go ahead and try with me. Bravo! A fine display. There are times where you will be presented with some options such as these. You may find it useful to use the directional buttons, the D-pad in this instance, to select your desired option. Do not fear, you will come to know where we are eventually. Once you have seen everything an option has to offer, a check mark will appear next to it, like so. Oh, so you've forgotten who you are, have you? But there is no need for concern, for that is the reason that I am here to guide you, after all. You may be confused at first, but continuing through the story should allow you to remember your true objective. That is all for my explanation of the basic controls. I will explain other essential functions when the time is right. Ah, yes. There is one more thing I wish to confirm before we continue. As you may know, I previously served as a guide to a different tale in the world of PARANORMASIGHT, one concerning the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. You wouldn't happen to be familiar with the events of that tale, would you? I am. We played it last year. Is that so? So we have met before, then. You looked quite different during our previous encounter, so I failed to recognize you at first. My apologies, it's the dementia, buddy. In that case, there is nothing I need warn you about. Well, I believe I have kept you waiting long enough. The tale you are about to experience concerns a number of legends passed down in Issei Bay, a stretch of sea bordering Mie Prefecture. Specifically, those legends involving mermaids. Yes, as the subtitle suggests, our subject this time is the widely familiar mermaid. Since ancient times, a great many legends about mermaids has been passed down in all countries all around the world. In Japan, many of the legends famously include the idea that eating their flesh grants immortality. The tale of Yao Bikuni, which continues to be told in such places as Wakasa Province, modern-day Fukui Prefecture, is perhaps the most well-known. These legends have spurred those with a yearning for immortality to seek out mermaids since ancient times. Of course, as I just mentioned, these are only some of the legends concerning mermaids that exist across the globe. Indeed, many have sought out mermaids simply due to fascination with their status as rare and mystical beings. They have also served as the inspiration for countless creative and artistic works throughout the ages. It would seem that mermaids possess a mysterious charm that has captivated the human heart for myriad reasons, irrespective of era or culture. I'll open that page. Okay. So we're just going over this previous text. Okay. So Mie Prefecture. Mie Prefecture is located in the eastern part of Ki Peninsula in central Honshu, the Japanese mainland. Okay. Can I get it to go any slower? Okay. It falls between the Chubu and Kinki regions, measuring 170 kilometers from north to south and 80 kilometers from east to west. Narrow, elongated shape, and it's known for its rich natural diversity that differs greatly between its northern and southern regions. The varied and abundant nature of Mie Prefecture has led it to be known as a land of great beauty since ancient times, even back when it was still known as Ise Province. It was also purported to be the land whither repair the waves from the eternal world, which led to the establishment of Ise Shrine as a place of enshrinement for the goddess Amaterasu. It's Amaterasu time again. We just finished Okami. I wonder if this game has any dogs in it. The eternal world is said to be a realm across the sea, separate from the one which we live. Often described as an eternal paradise, Ise was seen as the land where the waves from this world continually broke, connecting the material world and the world beyond. Famous spots and scenic vistas in Mie Prefecture: Ise Shrine, Iseji Route of the Kumanao Kodo, a series of ancient pilgrimage routes, birthplace of the Iga Ninja Clan, birthplace of the Ise Hiei Clan, Suzuka International Racing Course, Toba Aquarium, Ise Shima National Park, and many more. Local specialties of Mie Prefecture: pearls, Ise lobsters, abalone, turban shells, oysters, and other marine products, Ise udon, Matsusaka beef. Oh, I'm down with that. I'm good with beef. Who was a big fan of Yukari from Azumanga Daioh, the irresponsible teacher. She was a big fan of Matsusaka beef. Of course, her broke ass wanted, to enjoy whatever luxury she could, and many more. Traditions and history, mermaids. Let's see. What does that say? A flyer of a mermaid known as Kairai? Woodblock from a Kawara Ban broadsheet. Okay, a general term for a half-human, half-fish being. The first recorded appearance in Japan of a creature believed to be a mermaid was more than 1,300 years ago in the Nihon Shoki Chronicles of Japan. At the time, the term mermaid was not yet in use, and most records are anecdotal reports of sightings of creatures resembling both fish and humans in various places. In ancient Japan, as well as in other parts of East Asia, depictions of mermaids often blurred the line between human and fish, frequently portraying them as grotesque monsters. The Middle Ages saw the spread of the legend of Yao Bikuni throughout Japan, which claimed that eating mermaid fresh flesh, of course, could grant eternal youth and longevity. In the early modern period, the image of mermaids diversified, attracting wider public interest. Mermaid mummies were exhibited in sideshows, and illustrations and literature featuring mermaids became more common. It was also during this time that the depiction of mermaids as having the upper body of a human woman and the lower body of a fish became more widely recognized. And this is the Kunisada Utagawa Hiroshige Utagawa Miracles of Kanon from the National Diet Library of Japan official website. That piece of art right there. Okay. Although the details vary from country to country, the most common depiction of mermaids in the West likely stems from the sirens of Greek mythology, sea monsters that over time came to be represented as the familiar half-fish, half-human figures. And this is Arnold Böcklin, Play of the Nereides, 1886. This piece right here. There you go. Take a good look at that. Nereides, I guess. Okay, these mermaids were thought to be more akin to spirits or fairies in nature, enchanting those who encountered them with their beautiful feminine appearance, and singing voices. Many records of mermaid sightings, by sailors during the Age of Discovery have been preserved, and some theories suggest that mermaid sightings and associated legends have in fact originated from the sea mammal called the duodong. Dugong. Like the Pokemon. They're related to what I've seen before in the springs of Florida, the manatee. Okay. Oh, did we miss out on Issei Bay? Hold on. I'm not done with you yet. Okay, also known by the name the Sea of Issei, Issei Bay is an enclosed bay located in central Honshu, the Japanese mainland. Although its exact range varies, I'm in the way. Hold on. I gotta move my big dumb head. Okay, that's area of sea surrounded by land up to the line drawn from Cape Irago in Aichi Prefecture to Cape Daio in Mie Prefecture. Okay, that's everything there. Oops. Okay, we will move me back accordingly. Alrighty then. So let's get that back up there. Yeah, I just read that, homeboy. Just read that. Ah, yes, the files added just now should provide a general overview of the terms that came up in our conversation. It seems you have already taken a look, but I do recommend reading them if you have the chance. They may allow you to enjoy the story even more. Words highlighted in pale blue usually indicate that there is a related entry in your files. Now then, allow me to introduce the primary setting of this tale. The majority of our story takes place on Kameshima, an isolated island in the waters of Issei Bay. Nope. What are we looking for? What else was there? Okay, Kameshima. Okay, an island situated between the Atsumi and Shima peninsulas, and the most distant of the four populated islands under the administration of Toba City in Mie Prefecture. It has an area of approximately 0.7 square kilometers and a population of about 900. The island's name comes from the turtle-like shape with kame meaning turtle in Japanese. Known for its karst landscapes and other beautiful scenery, Kameshima is a popular location for tourists year-round. Recently, the island's youth organization have been leading a revitalization effort to boost the local economy. Let's see, and something in the community, creating an island logo with a mascot character, Kameshimaru, expected to bring more people to the area. Okay. You will experience events through the eyes of a young resident of the island, one Yuza Minakuchi. Yuza Minakuchi? If nothing else, please remember that. Well, I believe this ends my initial explanation. Bon voyage, and do enjoy the tale. Alright, let's get into it. The story is a work of fiction based on existing legends and locations. Please note that one of the locations that appeared in this game, Kameshima, as a fictional island. Okay. Now loading. Maybe I can bring myself just a touch lower. Okay, did you come to me or did I go to you? I cannot recall whether it was a dream or reality. I cannot recall if I was asleep or awake. The Tales of Issei, passage 69. The nicest of all the passages, I presume. Okay, August 7th, 1980X. Toba City, Mie Prefecture. Okay. Right, this should do it. All good to go, Yuza? Yep, ready as ready can be. I feel so light. I bet I can even outswim a shark. No, more than that. I was born for this moment. The legend of Kameshime's patron saint of diving begins today. Okay, Kameshima Youth, Yuza. There we go. Alright, what's your deal? Okay, a young man. Okay, that's Yuza. Minakuchi, apprentice ama diver, 18 years old. A young man born and raised on Kamishima, although generally quiet and serious, he has an eccentric side that often sees him make jokes and wisecracks with a straight face, catching whoever he's talking to off guard. After losing his parents in the large-scale maritime accident 5 years ago, he was raised by his grandmother, veteran ama diver Suyu Minakuchi. There's a moth flying around. He briefly found work at a seafood processing plant in Toba after graduating high school earlier in the year, but upon hearing that Suyu had injured her leg, forcing her to retire from diving and causing difficulties in her daily life, he quit his job after only 3 months and returned to Kamishima. At present, he is caring for Suyu while looking for work in Kamishima, and has recently made the decision to follow in Suyu's footsteps and become an ama diver himself. Although he has been unable to bring himself to enter the sea since the disaster 5 years ago, he is hoping that his previous aptitude for swimming will lend itself to a natural talent for ama diving. His current diver ranking is 1. Quiet and introverted as a child, began to show a more animated side upon befriending Azami Kumoi, a boy his same age, and it eventually became a common sight to see them getting up to mischief together. Although the maritime disaster 5 years ago saw a shift in the way most of Kamishima's inhabitants... let's see... Now we gotta put me somewhere else. What if we just... treated Yuzo Azami alone, continued to treat him just the same. Even now, it is not uncommon for Azami to find himself caught up in Yuzo's eccentric exploits, but he is always quick to laugh and follow his lead. Right. Okay, how about we hang out here for a little bit? Whoa, that sounds pretty impressive. But this is your first time diving out in the bay, so don't put yourself too hard, right? Yeah, I know it's my first time, but somehow I'm brimming with confidence. I just know I can land a massive haul if I try. Well, I'm glad to see you're raring to go, but make sure you don't go too far from the boat at first. And that is best friend Azami Kumoi. And what's your deal, kiddo? Okay, fellow... A young man born and raised on Kamishima, he has been friends with Yuzo Minakuchi since childhood. He has a friendly and caring personality, and his willingness to help those around him has made him someone islanders of all ages rely on in times of need. His father was a fisherman, and he accompanied him out to sea on his boat from a very young age. As a result, he grew up never doubting that he too would one day become a fisherman. After his father died in a maritime disaster 5 years ago, his mother, an ama diver, took on the responsibility of raising Azami and his much younger brother on their own. During the close season for diving, when his mother worked on the mainland, Azami was responsible for looking after his brother. After graduating middle school, he refused his mother's suggestion to attend high school and quickly obtained a fourth-class boat pilot license while helping with fishing around the island. He is now able to take his father's small fishing boat, the Sayun Maru, out on fishing trips on his own. He has a frank, easygoing relationship with Yuza, his childhood friend, and the two often get up to mischief together. Although he was happy for Yuza when he left to attend high school on the mainland and later found a job there, he felt somewhat lonely. For this reason, he secretly welcomed the news that Yuza would be leaving his job and returning to Kamishima to take care of his grandmother. Okay, so that's Homeboy's backstory there. No need to worry, Azami, you just focus on getting the grill ready. We're having a feast tonight. I'll hold you to that. Oh, wait, if I remember correctly, this game has... Okay, the diving minigame will now commence. Follow the instructions to get used to the controls and press dive when you're ready. So, yeah, this, one new addition to the gameplay... the fishing minigame. Dive! 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 Dive in me! Dive in me! Okay, okay. Begin. Okay, only 2 controls are needed. Stick, look around, and the confirm button. Perform action. The available action will automatically switch between swim, harvest, and return to boat, depending on the situation. Areas where sea creatures are located will be marked with the exclamation point bubble. Begin looking around to try and locate any potential catches. Let's go to... Alright. So we've got some, uni. Oxygen gauge will decrease when diving. Be sure to go back to the boat before it runs out. You can return to the boat anytime by turning your viewpoint upwards and selecting Return to Boat. Return to Boat, too. Your remaining oxygen will continue to decrease on the way back, so don't wait until it's too late. Okay. Dive failed. Well, that's... Oh, that bodes well. Let's try to see if there's anything closer to us. See, am I not even going to be allowed to get at least 2? This isn't going as well as I... Okay, we got one right up at the front there. I think this is closer. Well, not a whole lot. Not the biggest haul in the world. Got a clam. Okay. I'm presuming our diving rank. Okay, you can stay underwater longer. Swimming. You can swim faster, return to the boat faster. Have an easier time gathering sea creatures. Higher level means you can detect sea creatures from far away. Yeah, we'll start with that. We'll start with that. No need. No need. Okay, looks like you're all warmed up. Let's go out a bit further so you can look for something bigger. The biggest catch you can get at this time of year is probably abalone. Snagging just one is something to be proud of. But remember, sea creatures are living things. They'll change places every time you dive, so be careful. Culture and society. It's the gameplay guide. Swimming controls. Diving tips. Okay, when using the harvest action, a perfect harvest may occasionally occur, instantly depleting your target's resistance with a single action. Higher your dive rank. Okay. So to date, we've collected the Noble Scallop, a bivalve with shells that come in a range of bright colors, such as red, purple, and yellow, also known by the local name of apagai. We got the purple sea urchin. The sea urchin used as a prized delicacy throughout Japan, particularly known for its round shell and spines. Its peak season is from June to August. Okay, for the divers, Ama divers, okay. The term Ama, most often written with characters meaning sea and woman, generally refers to women who free dive for shellfish, seaweed, and other marine products. It is said that they practice free diving both to prevent over-harvesting and to help protect the marine environment. Although Ama divers operate in many regions in Japan, the Toba and Shima regions are known for having the highest number of Ama divers. These regions also exhibit customs unique to the area, such as the practice of carrying objects with the Seiman and Domon symbols to ward off misfortune. Even within Toma and Shima, rules and practices can vary greatly. For example, the practice of wearing white attire over the wetsuit is a common practice only in the Shima region. Despite the high population of Ama divers in Ise Bay, there are none to be found north of Ise City. This can be explained by the difference in the seafloor composition between the two areas. While the sandy seafloor near Ise allowed for net fishing, the rocky seafloor in the Toba and Shima regions, or areas, made net fishing difficult, leading to the adoption of free diving as an alternative. Abalone harvested by Ama divers in Kuzaki Town, Toba, in Toba, has traditionally been processed into ceremonial dried goods known as noshi awabi, which are then presented as an offering at the Ise shrine. This practice is said to have originated when Yamato Hime no Mikoto, the princess who enshrined Amaterasu at Ise shrine, was searching for a suitable food to offer the gods. When presented with abalones by an Ama diver named Oben, the princess found them exceptionally delicious and decided that abalone would be the primary offering for the region. As a result, the Ama divers of Toba and Shima have a strong connection to the region's Shinto rituals, and there are some regions where they perform ritual dances as offerings during Shinto festivities. Note, although Ama is sometimes written with characters meaning sea and man when the diver is male, this game uses only the traditional characters of sea and woman when the language is set to Japanese. Okay. Alright, we're good there. Oh, it's not like you to have to master everything all at once. We can take off whenever you're ready. Okay, let's practice my diving. Let's see how buff I can get with diving. Let's see how much I can level up. Alright. Let's turn around. Got one there. Okay, is there anything that's kind of close by? It seems like it might be a little far for me. We'll go back up to the boat. Okay, easy safety. Gathering complete. Okay, got another diver rank up. Okay, can swim faster. Okay. Are we gonna grind our swimming right here and now? Okay. Let's see, anything else close by? We'll give you a try. Alright, that's 4. So we can go back to the boat now. Gotta know our limits. Gathering complete. Now, where would be a good place to sort of poke around first? Okay, then we can dive here. Okay, that's an insta easy point for us. Okay, we can go up now. Swim back up. We got a different kind of shellfish that time. Is this like Dave the Diver or whatever that game's called? A diver rank 3, cool. Yeah, so this is a peaceful, relaxing endeavor. Got an easy one. Got a couple of gimmies right here. Got one over there. One here. Got the blue clam. Alright. I think there was something... Okay. Let's grab you. Excuse me, oops. Yeah, that's 4. I think that's going to be, realistically, as much as we can do on that go-round. Okay, gathering complete. Cool, 108. Let's see if we can pump up the searching a bit. That'll be the next thing I try to run up a level on. Let's look. Okay, easy grab there. Seems like the guys that are, you know, more attached to the rocks can be a bit trickier to manage. Okay, that's it. We're good now. Okay, grab 4 that time. Oh, can we not upgrade? Or are we, is that as far as we can go now? Is 4 kind of our limit right now? Let's see. Okay, got a point there. And grab the one on the ground there. Maybe just one more here. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're going back up. All right. Oh, we got a bunch right here. Let's go here. Okay, got that. What's nearby? What's close-ish? Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, I might have screwed the pooch here. Okay, barely made it by the hairs of our ass. I mean, my thought here is, if I do this now, if we max out our fishing skill now, we won't have to do it later. So this is kind of the mentality I have right now. What's on the ground here? Okay, up. Get back to the boat. I wonder how mad he's going to be if we, like, pass him in rank. Rank up, we'll level up our diving. I do wonder if they cut us off at a certain point. Alright. Let's see if there's anything... Okay, we'll go... How about we go to you first? Alright. I see you. You on the ground. Got another urchin. What was the mystery thing there? Okay, and I think that we might want to head back to the boat now. And obviously with our next level up, we become a little better at, swimming. 180. Here, dive again. Dive again. Let's see. Let's try to scour for easy targets to start with. Clearly got one there. Cool. Got you. Anything else on this particular rock? I guess we can grab one of you on the way back. Okay, so about halfway there to the next level up, I guess. Get the easy ones first. So around the rocks. Oops. Maybe one more for the road. Yeah, that one. Okay, now we can go back to the boat. Splishy splash. Once more. Alright, Oops. Okay, you can grab that one, grab the other clam. Grab the barnacle, stuck to the sea ground, the rocks. Go for you, another clam. Alright. Yeah, now we're in the red, we can swim back up. I'm guessing this is the strat. I'm guessing this is how it's done. And again, I'm really curious to know when they'll just, you know, kind of cut us off here. They don't appear to be doing that just yet. Okay, got some gimmies here. And maybe this one. Okay, that should do it. That should be good enough. Take us over to the next score threshold. Gathering complete. We're rank number 7 diver. Two. Thing on this side. Go a little further now. Rotate. Okay, so that's 5 so far. What's in water there? Okay. Maybe if the spawn was a little better, or the output was a little better, then maybe that might have helped a little. I do wonder how much story progression is going to be, you know, locked behind how well we do here. Alright. Wait. I think we've gone a little too far. Alright. Let's see. Oh, okay, we got one down here. More urchins. More tasty, tasty urchins. And swim back. Simple enough, simple enough. Okay, so we got an obvious pair right here. Yeah, nothing too difficult to crack open so far. Okay, turn around. Maybe if we look at this big rock here. Yeah, that one. That's the one I want. Okay, we're in the red. So back up to the surface we go, if you don't mind. Yeah, we're basically playing Dave the Diver. Is this how Dave the Diver is played? I've never actually played it. So someone who might have a bit more background with that, a bit more history with that game, who's more of an expert than I am, perhaps they could, you know, maybe illuminate that situation for me a little bit. All right. Okay. Yeah, we are picking up the clams, no problem. The currency for the Flintstones, their universe, was clams, literal clams. It actually became a joke in one of the specials. One of the TV specials. Maybe when they, like, met the Jetsons or wherever. Where they were, like, time-warped into, like, a modern setting. Okay. Yeah, first television couple depicted as sleeping in the same bed. Fred and Wilma Flintstone. Okey-doke. Okay, we'll grab that. Swing over to the next urchin. Get. Okay. Spin around. Come on. Come on, buddy. Should at least grab one of you before I head back to the surface. Alright, okay. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, one more dive and I will buff our gathering ability. La 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 la. pop one of you off real quick. Boy, will upgrading the gather ability make my life a lot easier. We'll take down the urchins pretty quickly next. Yeah, don't swim past the clam, buddy. No, don't get overzealous. Don't get ahead of yourself. Yeah, that is a rank up. All right. See, I do wonder if we can come back to this. That's 2. Oh, what's... Oh, what the hell is that? No! Get away from me! Yeah! Big title drop. PARANORMASIGHT. The Mermaid's Curse. Oh, I see what they did there. I see what they did there. They were building up our confidence just enough to pull something like that on us. I failed. Like, was that supposed to be... Let's not go to the big hole. Let's stay away from the big dangerous hole. I'm wondering if that was one of the endings. Okay, stay away from that. Because someone was underneath. Someone was down there. Actually, if I relay this... If I relay this message to Swim Buddy. Okay, underwater noble scallop. Purple sea urchin, turban shell. Okay, caught 61 of those, 25 of those, and 20 of those. So there's two special fishes that we have yet to capture. Two very special... Hello, Raiders! How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Thank you, Fresno, for the raid once again. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Fresno's people. It is I, Poncho Smith, and we are playing a fishing game. A game about fishing under the sea, catching things by hand. Very serene, very relaxing. Nothing spooky under the water at all. Nothing here to grab us. Nothing here to grab us by our ghoulies. Well, at least not right now. Welcome to, we are playing PARANORMASIGHT, the second PARANORMASIGHT game in the series. We are playing The Mermaid's Curse, the follow-up to, the previous game in the series, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. And we're doing a little bit of grinding. We are training ourselves to be an expert diver. See, we got the boat right there. Our buddy's over there to pull us back up when we need it. And we are getting our, we are upgrading our class of fisherman license. I could just rotate it properly. Yeah, so this is a whole new story in the series. Got a bit of an aquatic flair, as you could probably tell by the fact that, you know, Mermaid is in the title. Let's see. Ooh, what do we got here? Ooh, okay, big abalone, yeah. They've talked quite a bit about abalone. Abalone? One of those two. Abalone is very precious in this game. There are documents here that have sort of elaborated on how important the abalone is. Okay, that was worth quite a bit. That was worth a hefty sum. So we will dive in yet again. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's played, what's that? Dave the Diver, that game. I wonder how much it has in common with something like this. If there's any kind of, like, significant connection between the two at all. Of course, I imagine their diving game mechanics are likely very different from each other. Then again, I'm not much of a diving game enthusiast, so... You know, I will defer to the experts in matters such as these. Okay, we're getting a little too close to the bottom. This might not be great. And we're returning to the boat. Come on, you can make it. You can make it. Okay, okay. We did not drown. Fantastic news. Fantastic news. Alright, we'll dive once. Well, we'll see if we can get another abalone out of the deal. See where that gets us. Well, just more urchins for the time being. More snails. I believe they describe it as such. So this is already a good deal more gameplay than existed in the previous game. The previous installment of this series. Alright, that's about enough. We can backtrack to the boat. Okay. We'll level up one more time, then we'll see if we can proceed with the actual narrative stuff, with the actual story stuff. Okay. Okay, snatched you out of the agua, out of the water. Alright. Come on. Line it up nicely. That's what we want. That's what we want. That's the big prize. Okay, tell you what, let's just head back to the boat. Head back to the boat. Alright, cool. Take a look at our diving log. Okay, there's the abalone. A rare sea snail known both as a delicacy and for the extreme difficulty involved in harvesting it, has a long history of being presented to the Ise Shrine as an offering. Let's stop diving for now. Just look at our two bros on the boat. Right, let's leave it at that for today. Good work out there, Yuza. You managed to get a fair bit of diving in, huh? I bet you feel like you've got a better grasp on things now. For sure, I feel like my diver's rank has gone up at least a bit, too. So, you feel any different now? Does your body undergo any weird changes? Nope, I feel exactly the same. Nothing changed. Nothing has changed. I'm the same old Yuza I've always been. I guess we were a bit off the mark, huh? So, what do you want to do now? Go back immediately or talk about... Yeah, there was a hole earlier that we saw. That I saw. Talk about the hole. Okay. Azami? Before we head back, could we talk for a bit? Sure, what's up? This is Azami Kumoi, my best friend. I've known him since we were both kids growing up on Kamishima. When I told him I wanted to become an AMA diver, he was quick to offer his full support. So, when I was diving just now... Yeah, we saw that earlier. And I think it kind of kicked us to a game over, kinda, or a quick end, or whatever these games are inclined to do. A giant hole in the seabed you've never heard of before? Yeah, the rocks around it look like they'd only recently collapsed. So I think it probably opened up within the last few months or so. Ah, now that you mention it, there was a pretty big earthquake around here about 3 months ago. Maybe that had something to do with it. Oh, that's right. That would have been before I got back. Anyway, if you saw a giant hole on the seabed, you'd be curious about it, right? I sure would. Curious enough to try to take a look inside? It'd be pretty dangerous, but I guess I might. Yeah. Right, so I went closer to try and get a better look. Did you see anything? Well, when I looked down into the hole... a ghost or something that looked just like me suddenly rose up from the depths. A ghost that looked like you? It swam toward me with its hand outstretched. It looked like it was trying to hand something to me, or maybe it was trying to tell me something. Man. What did you do then? Did you take its hand? I did. I felt like I couldn't resist somehow. I guess even the patron saint of diving does foolish things sometimes. The only thing I was a patron saint of was carelessness and a lack of proper vigilance. Sounds like there wasn't much you could do about it, though. Hey, Yuza. That thing you ran into, do you think it could have been a Tomozaku? Okay, how do we say this? Tomokazuki. Tomokazuki. Tomokazuki? We'll go with that. Tomokazuki. Oh, we're gonna get some background. Huh? You've never heard of it? Well, I guess not even all the folks around here know about it either. It does sound familiar, though. The Tomozuki is sort of a ghost story around these parts. The story goes that sometimes when diving, an AMA diver will come across another version of themselves, an exact copy. That other version of them will be holding out something they want, like an abalone. Something they want. And when the diver reaches for it, the Tomozuki grabs him and drags him to the bottom of the sea. Ugh, that's scary. But wait, the Tomokazuki I saw wasn't holding anything. It wasn't? Well, that's different. Maybe it forgot it at home or something. Home at the bottom of the sea, sure. At home, huh? The abalone? Yeah, the abalone. Maybe it left it at home. Maybe the Tomokazuki is more careless than the legends let on. You're pretty forgetful, though, so maybe it became such a perfect copy that it imitated that aspect of you as well. Oh, thanks a lot, bro. Oh, that damn Tomokazuki, it knows my every weakness. Now that you mention it, though, I think I do remember that story from when I was younger. I guess the fact that I forgot the story really proves how forgetful I am, huh? No worries, it was a while ago, you know? What happened afterwards? So, did anything happen after you took its hand? I don't really remember. When I came to, I was back outside the hole. I thought maybe I'd black out due to a lack of oxygen. It had been some sort of hallucination. I see. Yeah, well, I guess that's possible. But if that's the case, then it means I stopped you just to talk about some hallucination I saw. That would be super embarrassing. Some people do say that the Tomokazuki legends might have come about because of divers seeing things when they ran out of air. But hey, it's no big deal, even if it was a hallucination. The most important thing is that you're safe. Still, I can't help but wonder about a hole suddenly appearing like that. Yeah, it's pretty weird. By the way, you know those symbols on your diving gear? Symbols? Yep, Seaman and Doman. The Ama divers around here have all have them somewhere on their outfits. Oh, this was my mom's gear, so I didn't know. People say those symbols work as a charm to protect divers from the Tomokazuki. Interesting. But if I ran into a Tomokazuki just now, wouldn't that mean the charm didn't work? Maybe. Could be thanks to the charm that you made it back safely. The sea is a dangerous place even without the Tomokazuki around. Things could have been even worse without the charm to protect you. I see, so without this charm, I really could have been attacked by a shark. Glad I had it then. Seriously, a shark would have been no laughing matter. Okay, into the files we go. Okay, protective symbols widely worn by Ama divers in Shima and Toba, the star-shaped symbol known as Seaman, and the lattice-like symbol known as Doman. The two symbols are often embroidered side by side or drawn on clothing using purple dye made from shells. They are worn by Ama divers when diving to ward off potential disasters that might befall them at sea. Let's go for Tomokazuki. A long time ago, in a small village on one of the islands in the Issei Sea, there lived a young Ama diver, known for her exceptional swimming skills. One day, the wind was strong and the waves were higher than usual. Undeterred by the turbulent weather, the young diver dove, but couldn't even find the smallest shell to bring back, let alone any abalone. Determined to find something, she dove even deeper into the ocean until she paused, sensing a presence behind her. Turning, she felt an undeniable sense that someone was watching her from a shadowy crevice in the rock. Finding this strange, she ventured closer, only to come face to face with a diver who looked exactly like her. As she floated there, stunned, the other diver extended her hand. In it was an abalone, larger than any she had ever seen. The young diver was mesmerized. She had to have that abalone no matter what. She reached out her hand to take it. Suddenly, when her fingers were mere inches away from the abalone, the other diver's hand shot out and grasped her arm. Shocked, the young diver frantically struggled to pull away, but it was too late. Slowly, inevitably, she was dragged down into the depths of the ocean. Over time, this being became known as Tomokazuki, Together Diver, due to it taking on an identical appearance to its victims. Divers are warned never to accept the Tomokazuki's offerings in the depths, lest they suffer the same fate. The Tomokazuki is still greatly feared by Ama divers in modern times, and the Seaman and Doman symbols inscribed on items they take with them when diving are charms said to protect them from it. Okay. Okay, what are we talking about now? Yeah? Recollection. Okay, unlock past recollections, chapter. Something I want to do. Okay, so we're going back. My apologies for the interruption. I'd like to take this chance to inform you about a unique ability of yours, the recollection feature. But to make things clear, I must first tell you about the story chart. Here we go, chart time! Everybody loves a good chart. From here on, you will return to this screen, the story chart, at breaks in the story. You see, the story you will witness will not necessarily unfold in chronological order. This screen will allow you to see where each chapter lies in the grand scheme of things, as well as select where you wish to proceed to next. If the icon for a chapter is not dim, that indicates that it has not been fully completed. Generally speaking, completing a chapter will unlock the chapter immediately after it. However, there will occasionally be times where a recollection button will appear during the story. as you experienced just now. Pressing this button will allow you to delve into a memory evoked by certain words in the text, which will in turn unlock a new chapter, a past recollection chapter for you to experience. A most remarkable ability, is it not? Once you have unlocked such a chapter, it will become available in the story chart for you to pursue as you wish. Or pursue. Same difference. This ability will be key in unraveling the tale before you, so do be sure to press the recollection button when you see it come up. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Okay, what are we recollecting? If so, could your mom have become an Ama diver because she wanted to find the Tomokazuki? But she wouldn't have worn something with this charm on it if that were true, right? Good point. Let's see. How do we... What do you do? Tomokazuki, huh? But why would something like that be here? Okay, so we talk to him. Fishing boat. This fishing boat, the Sayun Maru, belongs to Azami's family. I don't have a boat of my own, so Azami was kind enough to bring it out for me. It used to belong to his dad, so it's getting on in years, but he takes good care of it. It seems like he's hoping to keep using it for years to come. We can talk about the ocean. Kameshima is located in the waters near the entrance to Issei Bay. As such, there are strict regulations on both the times and places Ama diving is allowed. It's Kameshima. The island on the horizon is Kameshima, where I was born and raised. Alright, got his full support. Is that all you wanted to talk about? There's more. Okay. No, there's more, actually. This might be the most important part. I realize there's something I need to do after this. Something really important. Hey, so you found a lead down there after all. I'm serious. If I don't pull this off, something terrible is going to happen. Hey, I believe you. Go on, tell me everything. Okay, so we've got underwater gathering. Something I want to do. Okay, so this is the past chapter. The recollection. Okay, but day before he sets off for the sea as an Ama diver, Yuza Minakuchi asks Azami Kumoi to meet him at the Kantekisho ruins. Alright, let's take a look at that then. Ah, look at the turtle. August 6th, 1980 X afternoon. Kantekisho ruins. I see, I see. If you say you want to be an Ama diver, then of course you've got my full support. But something tells me you're not just doing this for Suyu. People are bound to talk if you become an Ama diver here. You have to some other reason, one big enough to risk everyone running their mouths. I knew I couldn't hide anything from you, Azami. Wouldn't even take me 0.2 seconds to see through one of your lies. So, what's up? Tell me everything. Got the surroundings. These are the ruins of an old wartime building, the Kantekisho. The building's been abandoned, so hardly anyone ever comes here, which makes it the perfect place for private meetings. Alright, Kantekisho ruins. The remnants of this wartime structure are located atop a hill in eastern Kameshima. It was constructed to observe the impact points of shells fired from a test firing range operated by the former Army Ministry at Cape Arago on the opposite shore. Similar observation facilities were also built on Sugashima Island and in Ijika, a town on the Shima Peninsula. Having been abandoned after the Second World War, the observation post has since fallen into disrepair, and entry is now forbidden to the general public. Okay. Okay, can't really do too much. Can't turn around too much more. Even though he's got a lot on his plate, Azami agreed to meet up the moment I said something. He's been looking out for me ever since I came back. I couldn't ask for a better friend. Better homie. Hey, Azami. What I'm about to say is going to sound pretty crazy. You still want to hear it? Sure thing. Bring it on. Thanks. I'll come right out and say it then. I'm looking for a mermaid, and I need to find one by tomorrow. Oh, a mermaid, huh? By tomorrow at that. That's gonna be tough. I'm being serious. In fact, I've never been more serious. I really do have to find a mermaid by tomorrow. I can't tell if you're... I can tell you're not joking by the look on your face. You got some sort of reason for saying this, right? Go on. I'm listening. Thanks, Azami. Mermaid search reason. Okay, lay it on me. Is it okay if I talk a little bit about the disaster 5 years ago? The disaster. Huh, well, if you're okay with it, sure. I was in middle school at the time, and my parents had taken me out onto the bay on a little fishing boat. This massive storm came out of nowhere and sank all 3 fishing boats that got caught up in it. I was the only one who survived. Yeah, it was really terrible. Alright, what are we looking for? Okay, the sea disaster. Southern sea disaster. A localized storm that broke out in the sea to the south of Kamishima around 5 years ago, resulting in a maritime accident in which a total of 10 people went missing. 3 fishing vessels that had set out to sea from Kamishima were suddenly caught in an unanticipated storm and foundered, leaving all but one of the 11 fishermen and ama divers on board missing. When the ships were later dredged up and searched, not a single body was discovered. The sole survivor was Yuza Minakuchi, who was a middle school student at the time. His parents, Tosuke Minakuchi and Mare Minakuchi, as well as Azami Kumoi's father, Kyokichi Kumoi, were among the victims. Locals in the area reportedly heard eerie rumbling from the sea on the morning of the incident. Why am I stuffed up now? List of casualties: 1 medium-sized fishing vessel, Daiichi Kyosui Maru, foundered. Captain Kyokichi Kumoi and all 5 crew members reported missing. 2 small-sized fishing vessel, Ome Maru, foundered. Captain Yukiji Nishikawa and 1 passenger, identity unknown, reported missing. 3 small-sized fishing vessel, Minakuchi Maru, foundered. Captain Tosuke Minakuchi and 1 other crew member reported missing. 1 passenger recovered with slight injuries, dissociative amnesia due to psychological trauma. Sole survivor. When the boat the Minakuchi family was on was about to sink, Mare and Tosuke Minakuchi put a life buoy on their son Yuza and helped him escape the boat before the waves engulfed it. Despite the slim chances of survival in such a dire situation, Yuza was miraculously found drifting in the sea the next day, still wearing the life buoy, and was successfully rescued. Although he had no external injuries, the shock of the accident had left him in a state of confusion, and he has little memory of what happened at that time. Okay, the accident plunged Kamishima into a state of deep sorrow. Fishermen and ama divers temporarily stopped fishing to mourn, and a memorial was erected to honor the lost. Perhaps due to his memory loss, the sole survivor, Yuza, appeared relatively composed in contrast to the grief of those around him. Many found this unnerving, and Yuza became increasingly isolated from the rest of the community. Azami Kumoi, himself having lost his father in the accident, tried to support him however he could, reasoning that he was still better off than Yuza, who had lost both his parents before his very eyes. As investigations continued, questions arose about what the Minakuchi family had been doing in the vicinity of the disaster, despite not having gone out to fish. Yuza only remembered his parents telling him to come with them, and the purpose of their excursion remains unclear to this day. It was not long before speculation began that Mare Minakuchi had done something to incur the wrath of the god of the sea, and the islanders, already suspicious of her due to her mysterious background, were quick to condemn her, citing the sudden localized nature of the storm. In contrast, only words of sympathy were spoken for her husband, Tosuke. As rumors spread that Mare had brought disaster to Kamishime continued to spread, Yuza's grandmother, Suyu Minakuchi, sent him away from the island to board at a high school on the mainland. She had sensed the islanders' resentment beginning to turn towards Yuza, and hoped to shield them from becoming an even greater target of their ire. Okay, so that's the backstory for that. Hold on, let me put a breathing strip on my nose. Give me a sec. Okay. Alright. We've gotten that taken care of. So, what about the disaster did you want to talk about? Well, I recently started to remember some things about what happened. For real? I know your memories of the disaster were kinda hazy due to the shock. But it's great that you're starting to remember. Oh, but I guess it's not exactly something you'd want to remember, huh? Sorry for getting all fired up. It's okay. It actually hasn't bothered me as much as I thought it would. Thanks for worrying about me, though. It's just that the things I've remembered are a bit strange, so I couldn't bring myself to say anything. Sorry for keeping quiet up to now. Strange, huh? Well, I can see why you'd want to keep it to yourself, all things considered. Don't sweat it. So, about the accident. When we ran into the storm, our boat got caught in a whirlpool and started to sink. My parents gave me a life buoy and lowered me into the water. They were frantic, and I was too stunned to do anything but go along with what was happening. I can imagine. That must have been real scary. The waves were knocking me around, so it took everything I had just to hold on to the buoy. In the end, I just watched as the boat was swallowed by the water. I couldn't do anything else. There wasn't anything you could have done. It wasn't your fault, Yuza. But right after that, this huge wave came crashing down on me. And I got dragged down into the depths of the sea, life buoy and all. Huh? You got pulled under, but I thought... Yeah, up until now, I thought I managed to miraculously stay afloat until I got rescued. But I remember now. I was pulled down underneath the waves. I remember being caught in a current and tossed all about underwater. I couldn't breathe. I was so sure I was going to die there. But then someone grabbed my hand. Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying? I was barely conscious by that point, so it's not like I saw them clearly or anything. But I'm certain someone was there with me. Someone who grabbed a hold of me and pulled me to safety. And from what I remember... You're saying they were a mermaid? Exactly. So, you were saved by a mermaid. I'm sure of it. And it looked exactly what first comes to mind when you hear the word mermaid. A real mermaid, huh? But it was a really extreme situation, so it's entirely possible I was just seeing things. Which would mean I called you here, just to talk to you about some hallucination I had, and if that's the case, I'm going to be super embarrassed. I mean, you're standing here talking to me now, right? So you must have gotten out of that situation somehow. And I can't imagine any normal person being able to stay afloat in a storm like that, let alone managing to save someone. Same. You'd have to be some sort of superhuman or something. Or not human at all. And who would have guessed that there were mermaids here in Issei? If I was really saved by a mermaid, I owe them my life. I'd like to thank them in person if possible. Makes sense. So, that's why you're looking for them, huh? Well, if we manage to find them, I've got to thank them for saving you too. So I was thinking about heading to where the disaster happened, and diving there to see if I can find anything. Wait. Are you sure you almost died there? I'll be fine. In fact, since I've never gone near there since the disaster happened, I was also thinking, I'd like to do something to honor my parents and your dad's memory. Yeah, I'd like to at least offer flowers if nothing else. The others here have always kept their distance, but it's not like going there is forbidden or anything. Let's do it. Thanks, Izami. I owe you one. Okay, mermaid search leads. Yeah, but there's no guarantee the mermaid will still be around by there, right? I'm thinking it'd be good to have more of a lead before we head out there. About that, do you mind if I say something crazy? Again? Sure, what's up? You remember my mom, right? Of course I remember Miss Mare. That's her mom. That's his mom, I guess. Well, she wasn't originally from Kamishima, but she met my dad when she moved here and ended up marrying him. But even to me, she never really seemed... Hold on. But even to me, she never seemed to really fit in here. Well, I can't really disagree there. She never spoke to me much either. Some people even outright told me not to talk to her, you know? Said she was suspicious because we didn't know anything about her. Stuff like that. I bet the people say the same shit about me. I guess that's understandable. She didn't really involve herself in community activities and almost never participated in local events. It felt like she was always keeping her distance from the other islanders somehow. 20 years here and she was still considered an outsider. I know the feeling. Yeah, I never knew how to bring it up to you, but I always kinda wondered. Was there some sort of reason for that? Not as far as I know. Dad and Gran never seemed to mind, so I figured that's just how she was. But looking back at things now, it was pretty weird. Let's see. Okay, here's Mare. Okay. Yuza Minakuchi's mother, having gone missing in the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster 5 years ago. She was declared dead a year later after search parties found no sign of her. More than 20 years ago, Mare Somekawa arrived on Kamishima with no possessions to her name, expressing that she had taken a liking to the local environment and wanted to move there. However, she remained tight-lipped about her background, only revealing that she was from a small town out in the mountains and that she had to leave her home for undisclosed reasons. And although her request to move to Kamishima was accepted, many islanders remained suspicious of her. After settling on the island, she showed an interest in the Alma lifestyle and eventually took it up after displaying a talent for freediving, with Tsuyu Minakuchi acting as her instructor. During this time, she grew close to Tosuke Minakuchi, Tsuyu's only son, and eventually married him a few years later. The two would go on to have a son of their own who they named Yuza. Despite this, Mare was unable to fully shake the air of mystery that surrounded her, and many islanders continued to question whether her presence on the island might cause trouble down the line. Something of a free spirit, her nonconformist ways and somewhat naive personality meant that she was often absent from local activities, leading to further criticism from a portion of the population. Some also reported frequently spotting her wandering the island after she first moved there, seemingly looking for something or catching sight of her doing something on the shore in the middle of the night. Fortunately, her mother-in-law, Tsuyu Minakuchi, was a person of no small influence on Kamishima, and no one dared to openly persecute Mare under Tsuyu's watchful eye. 3 generations lived peacefully under the same roof for more than 10 years, until the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster tore them apart. Since her disappearance and the disaster 5 years prior, a growing number of people have accused her of somehow being responsible, citing her various instances of suspicious behavior as justification. Okay, so we got the weird cool mom, I guess. Well, I guess even I thought she was a bit of an oddball at times. You say that, but I think you're going to be pretty similar to her. Or getting to be. What? Really? Yeah, what's the saying? Marching to the beat of your own drum? You're both like that. Really? I never realized. I've been so blind! A blind fool! Yep, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Huh? But why'd you bring up your mom all of a sudden? Well, looking back now, there were a few things that always bothered me. Oh? For a start, no one ever told me where my mom was Are you suspecting your mother is a mermaid? Are you suspecting... You are the son of Ariel. Under the sea, under the sea. You know, wish I could be part of your world. I want to be where the people are. That shit. Is that what the implication here is? God, how did I get so congested already? For a start, no one ever told me where my mom was from. She was also a natural at ama diving, but I never saw her eat any seafood. Fish are friends, not food. And sometimes at night she'd suddenly say she wanted to go look at the sea before going out and not coming back for hours. I guess that is all pretty weird, yeah. That's not all. When I was sorting through my mom's belongings, I found this. We usually keep it on the family altar, but I brought it along today to show you. What is that, a fish scale? It's huge. It's got to be at least 7 or 8 centimeters long. I always figured she'd held on to it because it was a rare find. But once I remembered the mermaid, I began to wonder. What fish could the scale have come from? And why was my mom holding on to it? Whoa, hold it right there. You're not saying... I am. The mermaid who rescued me back there was... You are a fish man. You are half fishman. I think it was my mom. What do you think? I don't know. Pretty out there. Could that even be possible? So your theory is that your mom used to be a mermaid, but she became a human so she could live among us? Yeah, but she turned back into a mermaid when the disaster happened and wasn't able to come back afterward. How does that sound? I don't know. But after hearing your story, I can't just dismiss it out of hand either. If that's really the case. And my mom is still out there in the sea somewhere, even in a different form. I was thinking it'd be nice if I could see her again. Might be because they're still treated as missing instead of dead, but... still hasn't really sunk in that my parents are gone. I know what you mean. Sometimes it feels like my pops is just going to show up at home again like nothing ever happened. Though even if your mom's alive, I guess it'd be hard for her to show up if she's back in her mermaid form now. But my mom really does have some sort of connection to mermaids. And maybe that was the reason she never really fit in here. It might help clear up any mistaken impressions the others have of her anyway. I see. So you think by trying out ama diving like your mom did, you might be able to find something out? And maybe, if you're lucky, you'll run into a mermaid in the process. Yeah. And if I really am descended from mermaids somehow, it's possible that diving might awaken something in me. Alright, I hadn't thought about that. Well, I guess if your legs suddenly become fins, we'll know for sure that you're a second-generation mermaid. Okay, I think I've gotten the gist of what you want to do now. Thanks for understanding, Izami. I haven't been happy with how people have been treating you ever since the disaster either. What they say about your mom. If there's anything I can do to clear the air, I want to do it to help. Thanks, I appreciate it. Though, I don't know how people will react if you suddenly start talking about mermaids. Might be best to keep quiet about that part for now and just say you're looking into your mom. What do you think? Yeah, I think that would be best. Okay, now that we got that settled, how about we go head out tomorrow morning? That sound good to you? Yep. I've been doing some training in secret, so I'm all set. Okay, what to do next? Still, having to find a mermaid by tomorrow is pretty sudden. What's up with the tight deadline? Well, sorry, I can't say right now. If I manage to find one, I'll explain everything. I promise. Well, as long as you tell me later, it's all good. Oh, here's an idea. If you're in that much of a rush, how about we talk to Tsukasa and Sato? Maybe they'll be able to help out. I wonder. It would be nice to have more help. But would they even believe me? The whole thing is pretty crazy after all. Besides, Tsukasa''s going back to the mainland soon. I'd hate to bother her now. True. Still, knowing Tsukasa, she might be surprisingly on board with the whole thing. Oh, okay. Got a new voice. I knew he'd be here. Whoa, speak of the devil. When did you two get here? Oh, talking about something you didn't want us to hear, were you? Boys will be boys, I guess. Childhood friend, Tsukasa, wow. Wow. Okay, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you, lady? Tsukasa, wow. Okay, a girl born and raised on Kamishima. She has a bright, friendly nature and an inquisitive personality. Currently in her second year of high school, she boasts excellent grades and a sharp intuition. She has been staying at a relative's house in Ise City since last year in order to attend an all-girls high school on the mainland, and is currently back on Kamishima for summer break. Despite this, she frequently makes trips back to the island on weekends and has been trying her hand at underwater gathering since the current diving season began, having long been interested in the Ama lifestyle. Her estimated diver rank is 6. Okay, so we already outrank her. Well, I mean, we eventually outranked her. We are just baby noobs in the baby divers in the flashback. However, her teachers have been strongly encouraging her to aim for a national university. She has been friends with Azami Kumoi and Yuza Minakuchi since childhood, with their close rapport making up for the difference in academic years, and it was more common to find her playing with the two boys than with girls her own age up until middle school. However, since leaving the island to attend high school, she has grown more conscious of their age difference and has put some distance between herself and them. She hit it off immediately with Sato Shiranami, a girl who came to Kamishima to lodge with the Wakamuras a few months ago and was looking forward to showing her around the island and helping her adapt to life there whenever she returns home. 18 years ago, her still pregnant mother, Nagisa Awao, I should probably say it Awao, probably, Nagisa Awao, moved to Kamishima alone before giving birth to Tsukasa shortly afterwards. Tsukasa subsequently grew up in a single-mother household. Although she used to occasionally ask her mother about her father, her questions were always evaded, so she has since stopped inquiring. However, the fact that her mother never seems to have any financial difficulty despite not working has led her to quietly suspect he still might be involved in some way. Okay, new musical piece. I can hear the harmonica. Hey, you got us all wrong. We weren't talking about anything like that. Yeah, you gotta hear me out first. Tsukasa, I was powerless to resist. I refused at first, but Azami insisted and... Oh, tell me more. You might as well admit it, Yuza. And Sato, what's with the sudden keen interest? Enigmatic girl, Sato Shiranami. Alright, now what's your deal, Sato? Okay, Sato, mysterious girl lodging with Shinobu Wakamura, a local Kamishima magnate. Roughly 3 months ago, Sato suddenly arrived on Kamishima, claiming that she was the child of a relative of the Wakamuras. She showed no sign of attending school or doing any sort of work, instead spending her days holed up in the Wakamura household, leading many islanders to wonder just who she is and what she's doing here. So it seems like she's getting the same treatment that Yuza's mom got. Actually, I'm wondering... I wonder if there's any similarities here. Anyway, we'll read on. Those who know about Wakamura's high-interest money lending behind the scenes speculate that she might be the daughter of one of his borrowers sent to work as a domestic servant to pay off a debt. But Sato herself is extremely easygoing and doesn't seem to be bothered by the endless rumors. A huge television fan, she spends much of her spare time glued to the set in the Wakamura household, with her most recent obsessions being soap operas and 2-hour thrillers. However, she isn't all that fond of period dramas. She is good friends with Tsukasa Awao, who is close to her in age, and the two can often be seen enjoying themselves wandering the island together. Makes that water drop sound, that water drop noise. Let's all calm down, okay? It's not like that. We were having a perfectly normal conversation. Yeah, sure, anyway. Hey, don't just brush me off. You're getting pretty worked up, Azami. Don't act all innocent. You're the one who caused this mess, you know. A redirect. Sorry to interrupt your fun, but I really did have something to say. Folks are worried you haven't showed up to the association meeting, Azami. You should probably get going. Oh, damn, the meeting. It totally slipped my mind. Sorry, Yuza, I gotta go for now, but I'll get in touch later. No problem. Thanks for coming, even though you're so busy. I guess we'll be on our way too, then. Sorry, but we've got some important business of our own to handle. We won't be able to help out with whatever you're up to. Okay, there's a recollection there. Unlock past recollection chapter, Sato Shiranami. Advice. So, did you hear what we were talking about? Only the part where my name came up. I didn't want to be noisy, though. I see. Well, thanks for coming all the way out here to get Azami. I don't know what you guys are up to, but you've piqued my interest. Be sure to tell me all about it later, okay? Anyway, see you later. Come on, Sato. Roger. Oh, one more thing. You better not forget about the day after tomorrow. Tell Azami he better remember, too. Sure, I'll tell him later. Okay, so we got a flashback here. We got a flashback there. Okay. How should I proceed? How should I proceed? Okay, we still got... Yeah, You can imagine what her face looks like there. It's just a side profile. Tell you what, let's hang around with Yuza a little more. Okay, the promised day arrives. After the usual morning dive, the group of 4 meet at the dock. Or maybe I will get some advice. Okay, recollection. Having grown close to each other, Tsukasa Awao tells Sato Shiranami that she has something important to discuss. You know what? We'll give those a try. We'll look into that. Oh god, I can't take the close. That looks almost like a human mouth superimposed on like a drawn face. There's something really weird about that. Sato, you got a sec? Hmm? So, I was hoping to get a bit of advice. Thing is, you're the only one who I can talk to about this. Sure, what's up? If you got a problem, leave it to me. Kamishima's living, walking, talking encyclopedia. Wow, that's a pretty impressive title, Miss Encyclopedia. Although, I think the walking, talking kind of implies you're living already. Either way, I hope you can help. You know, even if it kills me, I'll squeeze every last brain cell I've got to help you, Sakasa. Right. You're supposed to be a living encyclopedia, so please don't go dying on me. Thanks for being there for me, though. Come on, let's go somewhere with no one else around, then. August 6, 1980X on Chuo Street. Pardon me a moment, young ladies. Yes? You mean us? Yeah, sorry for the trouble, but I was hoping to get some directions. Oh, are you here sightseeing? Welcome to Kamishima. I'm afraid it's not quite as relaxing as sightseeing. We're looking for the Wakamura residence. Would you happen to know where it is? The Wakamura residence? May I ask who you are? Oh, of course. Please pardon my manners. My name is Yumeko Shiki, a housewife from over in Tokyo. Tokyo housewife Yumeko Shiki. Oh, a housewife. And this here is Sodo Kiryu. He's something like an assistant to me. My pleasure. Yumiko's assistant, Sodo Kiryu. Okay, open the updates page. Yumiko Shike, a housewife from Tokyo who came to Kamishima to visit Wakamura. And we've got a man alongside... Yes, of course she doesn't want to disclose her age. You don't look a day over 47. Oh, you must be guests for the old man. The Wakamura home is just up from the slope after you head through that alley. It's a bit of a maze, though. Want me to show you? Oh, so it was that way. Thank you, but I believe we can manage from here. Believe it or not, we've been running all around the region. We're quite used to the area now. Oh, we've got one for you folks, too. Oh, past recollection chapter. That looks like a decomposing body. Let's see. Futamigaura investigation. Okay. Yeah, stick a pin in that one. Got it. Take care, then. Ma'am, is something the matter? No, it's nothing. I'll tell you later. We'll be on our way, then. Sorry for stopping you. Or, sorry for stopping you. Those two had a really strange vibe. The old man sure gets some unusual guests. Yeah, there was something about them. Don't you think that's the kind of aura that sorcerers would give off? I know what you're getting at. I've heard those rumors, too. Everyone's saying that old man Wakamura has been super reliant on some shady sorcerer lately. Okay. Who are we referring to specifically with that? Get to see another person. Or is it sorcerers we need to... Oh, that didn't pop up yet. They did say they were from Tokyo. Maybe they really are sorcerers. Whatever. Come on, Sato. Let's go. Yep. Okay, from Chuo Street to the Bay. August 6, 1980X afternoon, Kamishima Bay. In a fucking time, in a fucking day, Learn to swim, see you down in Kamishima Bay. There you go. Okay, this spot should work fine. Oh man. Now that I'm actually about to talk about it, I'm getting super nervous. This little bay is quite hard to find, so hardly anyone ever comes here, including tourists. Which makes it a great place to talk in secret. What was that? The sound of the waves and cicadas surround us. It's your typical summer day. Alright. Not a whole lot else to look at. So we'll talk to you. Now that we're here to talk, she suddenly looks like she can't get the words out. Maybe I should be the one to nudge and ask from my side. Alright, so you said you wanted some advice, so let's hear it. How can I help you, Miss Tsukasa? Well, I do want your advice, but I'm not really sure where to start. Oh, I guess this really isn't an easy topic for her. In that case, let me start her off with another topic to loosen her up. Okay. Now we can talk about TV shows. Oh, Tsukasa, that reminds me. Did you catch that 2-hour suspense drama the other day? Oh, right. You said you were looking forward to it. I didn't see it. Mom was watching a period drama. Darn. That actor you like had a good part. He turned out to be the killer, though. I wish I could have watched it. You did just kind of spoil it. It was the 80s. They didn't have the concept of spoilers, I don't think. I wish we had a VCR like yours. You can record music shows and watch them over and over, right? It sounds amazing. Yes, back when the VCR was cutting-edge technology. Those were the days. Not many houses on the island have one, though. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a luxury. Being able to record and keep TV programs is the best. You love your TV more than I do. It's great you can enjoy it whenever you like. Yeah, Sato, the original Japanese couch potato. How do you say couch potato in Japanese? Oh, she's got the squiggly mouth. You really can't get enough of your TV. All she wants is her MTV. Huh, you think I watch too much? How much did you watch this summer? Well... I guess I'm pretty much always watching whenever I'm at home. Understandable. Nice. You should thank old man Wakamura for letting you watch as much as you want. We're hardly ever allowed to watch TV at boarding school. Even at home, I'm always fighting over what to watch with Ma. Makes it damn hard for me to keep up with the conversations at school, you know. TV's got too much influence on everyone. Can't blame them either. It's pretty fun. Okay, speaking of TV, I saw something on the morning news. Yeah, what happened? They said an Ama diver on the mainland went missing at sea. Yeah, I saw that too. I hope they find her safe. Apparently they're still searching, but it goes to show how dangerous being an Ama diver is. Yeah, even I've had a couple of moments out there that have been way too close. When the catch is right in front of you, it's easy to think you can go just a little further and end up pushing it just too far. Yeah, I did that at the start of this shit. Sounds scary. You be careful out there. Now that I think about it, a little while back, there was that story about old human bones found on the seabed near Toba. Whoa, I never heard about that one. That really happened. Creepy. Maybe it was someone who went missing at sea. I just hope it isn't like a curse or anything. Yeah, the sea can be pretty scary. The old Ama grannies always told us,
We islanders live with the sea, never forget how fearsome it can be. That's why the Alma divers wear charms and mind the proper rites, right? Yeah, gratitude, manners, and restraint toward the sea are never to be forgotten. That's the first thing they teach you when you start diving.
We're still talking about fucking TV.
You know, Sato, compared to when you first arrived on the island, you've really brightened up. Might be thanks to all the TV. Oh, was I really that gloomy before? Yeah, up until about a month ago, it felt like there was a little cloud hanging over you whenever we spoke. It was like you were kind of depressed all the time, like nothing in the world really mattered to you. So that's how I came off. Sorry for being such a downer. Yeah, you didn't crack jokes like you do now, either. But this you, way better. Having fun stuff going around really brought you to life. Makes sense. I'll try to keep up the positivity.
Okay, we're done talking about TV.
Talk about summer break. I guess you'll be heading back to the mainland soon on the, now that the Obon holidays are over. Yeah, I head back to my boarding school in 3 days, so I've only got until the day after tomorrow to take it easy here. Right, time sure flew by. I'm really gonna miss you. Me too, only 2 days left, huh? 2 days? Oh, what am I gonna do? I guess whatever she wants advice on is time sensitive. So, the plans you were talking about for the day after tomorrow? I guess it is a get-together with the others before you head back. Yeah, that's right, plans with Azami and Yuza. I couldn't give them much time this trip, so I figured they might be feeling a little left out. Makes sense, you're pretty close friends. Totally, even grown up, they still do the dumbest stuff. Just can't leave them be. Maybe I shouldn't leave you all to enjoy it without me then. No way, they're the lucky one to have someone as cute as you come along with me.
Okay, we're still going on about the summer break.
Man, I can't believe summer break's already coming to an end. Yeah, it is kind of sad.
Okay, now we can talk about the advice Sato wishes to dispense with. Okay, we wore her down. We buttered her up. Time for a reveal. Time for something big.
Okay, I'm ready. I'll just say it. Go ahead. So, the thing is, I think I like someone. All right, go on. We'll hardly get to see each other anymore soon. I just want to tell him how I feel while I'm still on the island. Makes sense. I'll help however I can. As Kamashima's living encyclopedia, I've seen this all on TV before. I, probably know a thing or two that can help for sure. Yeah, you don't sound all that confident, which kind of makes me a little nervous, but I can tell you mean it. Thanks. I just really don't know what to do.
Advice. Oh, which of the two was the lucky... Well... I think she might be conflicted between the two. I think she might want a throuple arrangement. Except they didn't call that thing, they didn't call it a throuple back in the 80s.
So, which of the two is the lucky guy? Huh? Who do you mean? Oh, no way. Don't tell me you think I like Azami or Yuza. Wait, you mean it's not one of them? Me falling for one of them, not a chance. They're basically like brothers to me. I could never picture a romantic relationship with them.
Oh, shit.
Oops, sorry, I just assumed. I call myself the living, walking, talking encyclopedia and brag that I've seen it all on TV, but I guess I don't really know anything. Sorry, this is so embarrassing. I'm gonna go die now. Whoa, don't sweat it. Really, don't. No dying. Don't die, please.
Okay, who do you have the hots for?
But then, who is it? No point dragging it out, so I'll just tell you.
It's Shotaro. Okay, yeah, the more conventionally masculine dude, I'm assuming.
It's Shotaro. Ah, Mr. Wakamura's son. I see. He's sincere, smart, and pretty handsome. I can see why you'd like him. Right, he's back visiting the island at the moment, but he usually goes to university in Tokyo. I've secretly admired him for ages, but I'd always thought he just saw me as a kid. I'd figured he'd never be interested. But now I go to school on the mainland by myself, and I'm even working as an ama diver. I think he might see me as more of an adult now. More than before, anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. So you want to let him know how you feel while he's still on the island. Maybe it's just all one-sided on my end, but I can't keep these feelings all bottled up. Then tell him I'm with you.
Alright, what do we got? New profile. No. There we go. Okay, Shotaro Wakamura, the only son of Shinobu Wakamura, a local Kamishima magnate due to his father's influence. He was pampered by those around him from an early age, but he grew up to be a pleasant and sincere young man, despite this attention. He is well regarded by those who know him, often being told that he has been blessed with a sharp intellect, good looks, and a variety of talents. He is currently attending a university in Tokyo, and is back on Kamishima for summer break. Although his father Shinobu wants Shotaro to inherit the influence and wealth he has spent much of his life building up, Shotaro himself has no intention of doing so. On the contrary, he is skeptical of the old-fashioned, insular ways of island society, and regards his father as the very embodiment of those outdated mores, viewing him with utter disgust for his overbearing, vulgar tendencies and superstitious beliefs. Understandable, kid. Understandable. Okay, we'll just grill you a little more.
I want to tell Shotaro how I feel by the day after tomorrow. What do you think I should do?
Okay, we'll zero in on Shotaro a little more.
Okay, you're staying with the Wakamuras right now, right? Yeah? Know anything about him that might help? Oh, I'm afraid Miss Encyclopedia might not have that kind of info. You don't have much info at all, do you? I mean, he's honestly not home most of the time, so there's a lot I don't know about him. Feels like he's always got something to do, checking in on folks all over the island. Like, I don't suppose you know if he has a girlfriend in Tokyo or anything? I'm afraid I'm not sure. Tokyo's packed with beautiful girls, right? A guy like him wouldn't be left alone for long. Well, from what I've seen, I haven't noticed him keeping in touch with anyone. Then what about what he likes? Something he'd be happy to get? Let me think. Sorry, nothing's coming to mind at all. I really might as well just go die somewhere. Come on, don't say that. Thinking it through with me is more than enough. You gotta stop joking around. You gotta stop joking about dying like that.
Well, she is the gloomy Gus of the group.
Oh, Tsukasa. How about this? I'm pretty sure I can ask Shotaro to meet us somewhere. I'll organize that for now and we can plan from there. How does that sound? Oh, sounds good. Thanks so much, Sato.
Okay, August 6th, 1980X, afternoon. We are at Tori.
So, we kicked around the ideas the whole way back, but in the end, writing a love letter and handing it to him is the best call. That's the plan, yeah? Yep, since way back when, the tired and true way has always been a love letter. A classic method. I like it. You're heading out to dive tomorrow morning, right? Yeah, weather's looking good. Alrighty then, I'll ask him to come to the bay a little afternoon. That work for you? Yeah, I just need to have the letter ready by tomorrow. Hey, can you look it over before I give it to him? Oh, of course. I'll fix it up even if it kills me. Thanks. I'll write it even if it kills me, too. Ugh, I'm already so nervous.
Hey, you two over there. Oh, she got jump scared.
Huh? Is that who I think it is?
Frederick Herman Jones looking ass. Ah! The dude you have a crush on, and your initial response is, ack.
It's Shotaro. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Shotaro Wakamura.
Oh, he's totally glowing as usual. Is something wrong?
Have you seen Azami? He didn't show up to today's association meeting.
Oh, I see. I haven't seen him today. Oh, I think I know where he is. I'll go get him.
Oh, you do? I knew I could count on you, Sakasa. I'll let you handle it then.
Oh, sure, no problem.
There you go, and rather dashing, just walks away, nonchalantly.
Oh man, he called me by my name. I am so fired up right now. Let's do this. Yeah, let's. First off, let's find those two. Bet they're at the Kante Kisho ruins. Let's go, Sato. Right behind you.
Okay, so we got a little bit of the past with, this lady. What's her face? Okay, Yumeko. That's who we're going to talk to next. But let me take a little bit of a breather. Let me get up and stretch. And we will continue on with the proceedings. But in the meantime, I will let the dancing boys keep you company. BRB, everybody, BRB. Alrighty then. Okay, so quick word of warning. I am out of actual cold water in my home, in my domicile. So the only other cold drink I have on hand right now is of the carbonated nature. So if I start hiccuping, doing little belches, you know why. But I gotta get something in there. Okay, and this is the Futa Migaura investigation with Ms. Shiki here. Okay. Okay. Yumiko and Soto head to the coast of that place to find a strange corpse. Okay, so I guess this is the third story character we get behind. Okay, also August 7th, 1980X morning, off the coast. Bishiki, there you are. Sorry for calling you all the way out here.
Not at all. Thank you for bringing the case to our attention. I hear you've got an unusual corpse on your hands.
Well, forensics aren't here yet, so I honestly don't know whether it can even be called a corpse or not. But I do know that it'll cause a stir if anyone catches sight of it, so right now we're just trying to keep the busybodies away. Sure, I'm glad it happened while you were here, still here, with what you being from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police and all. Okay, that's Masaru Ide. Oh, he's got the beetle haircut. Who the hell do you think you are, Ringo? Okay, let me get that back up there.
Where is our cadaver, then?
Still in the water, over where it was found. Feel free to go ahead and examine it.
Over there? I see.
This is Futamigara. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables. Futamigara, the coastline just northeast of Ise City. It's a pretty popular location for tourists, and there are several beaches nearby as well, so a bunch of people are milling about.
It certainly is an impressive sight. It's too bad we couldn't come here as simple tourists.
Alright, let's see, files... Ise City... Alright, I think this might be new. A city located in the central northern area of the Shima Peninsula. The northern part of the city is on a plain directly facing Ise Bay, while the southern part is on more mountainous land surrounded by the hills. Having long flourished as the town leading up to the Torii Gate of Ise Shrine, it turns out as a particularly popular tourist destination. Even among the many attractions in the Ise Shime area, the city is sometimes referred to as Shinto, meaning the city of the gods. Although best known for Ise Shrine, many other temples and shrines can also be found within the city. The land overlooking Ise Bay is blessed with an abundance of beautiful scenery, including Mount Azuma, which was included on a list of 100 famous Japanese scenic spots during the Showa era. Okay. Get to Futamigara. Futamigara is the name of the stretch of coastline along Futami Town. So named during the events of the story, it has been merged... Let's see, so named during the events of the story. It has since been merged with Ise City. Okay, in the Watarai district of Mie Prefecture. As part of the Ise Shime National Park, it has been designated as a place of scenic beauty and considered one of the most scenic spots in Japan. The name Futamigara is said to originate from a visit to the area by Yamatohime no Mikoto. According to legend, the area's beauty caused her to turn to look back upon it, leading to Futami, look twice, becoming a part of its name.
This is Masaru Ide, a detective from the local police. He's acting as my point of contact while I'm over here, as well as providing any support I need. I don't doubt it's quite a troublesome assignment. There are a lot of things that need to be kept secret for one. but he's been very good at not prying into the particulars while doing what needs to be done, occasional grumbling notwithstanding. Given what this case has ended up involving, though, those particulars may not end up remaining undisclosed for much longer.
Okay, what particulars? Okay. Okay, here is Ide. Okay, an assistant inspector in the 1st Investigative Division of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Nie Prefectural Police. He often finds himself saddled with whatever troublesome tasks come to the department's way, something he makes sure to grumble about each time, but is a proficient detective in his own right, being diligent in his duties and having passed his promotion exam without difficulty. Although often said to have a somewhat unreadable expression, he is quite sociable and makes a point to attend all the department drinking parties. Of course, buddy. Of course. Alright. Born and raised in Mie, Masaru never ventured beyond bicycle commuting distance of his hometown, Sioux City. Oh, there's a Sioux City in Japan. Well, there's also a Sioux City in Iowa, but it's spelled very different. It's Sioux as in the Native American tribe. Until the time came for him to attend university, with no particular plans for his future in mind, he took the employment exam for police officers, figuring that a local government job would at least be stable. He had no admiration for the police or any strong sense of duty or justice, but found the strict discipline of the police force suited his personality. He quietly married a fellow classmate from the police academy soon after graduating, and at home he takes on the role of doting father to 2 sons and a daughter. If pressed to discuss his hobbies, they would include walking and combination puzzles. Strangely enough, he often happens to be walking nearby whenever incidents occur, leading to him being first on the scene, even when off duty, something his colleagues frequently tease him about. Alright, and we close you down.
At first glance, he seems to be the sort to find hard work troublesome, but he's proven himself to be quite the thoughtful individual. If that attitude of his is a deliberate ploy to get those he's dealing with to lower their guard, he's certainly not one to be underestimated.
And we've got Sodo.
This is Sodo Kiryu. He's worked with me as my assistant for a long time now, although he usually makes his living as a psychic detective. He's not officially with the police, but with my assignments being what they are, he has special permission to accompany me on investigations.
Oh, I'm hearing some vocalizations in the background music. Okay, we got a little bit more information on Mr. Sodo here. An independent psychic who makes his living as Japan's only psychic detective, Sodo has no permanent residence, instead traveling throughout the country for training and resolving any metaphysical incidents he comes across, something which eventually led him to gaining his current moniker within the industry. Although he has a calm and taciturn personality and is possessed of a sharp mind, he is surprisingly sensitive by nature. However, this trait does not extend to mercies towards spirits and other phenomena, which he often ends up subduing by force. Okay. Primary spiritual abilities, curses. The ability to use particular curses to inflict harm or otherwise negative effects on others. Effects range from forcibly binding a target in place to dealing fatal wounds. The stronger the curse's effect, the greater the burden on the user. Shagan. The ability to see the face of a deceased individual from their remains. Wonder if that'll be important in a moment. Allowing for recreation of their features via portrait sketch. Only a small piece of the deceased's remains is necessary to use this ability. However, enough of the thoughts and desires of the dead individual must remain for it to be effective. The Feast of Shadows. Ooh. The ability to create a domain in which the potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased. Only effective at night. Sodo himself is able to create a domain up to 1 kilometer in range. Sodo's family runs a small shrine dedicated to a certain Onmyoji from the Sengoku period. This Onmyoji is said to be an ancestor of the Kiryu family, which may explain why their bloodline has produced many individuals with a strong spirit sense over the years. Sodo was born with an exceptionally potent spirit sense, even within this lineage, leading to his abilities catching the attention of legendary psychic Itensai Shiki, When he was 8 years old, Itensai subsequently took him under his wing as his protege, and Soto underwent rigorous training under his watchful eye. Even now, he's quick to respond when summoned by his mentor's wife, Yumiko Shiki, and often supports her during her work. He also has a keen interest in swords, of course, and is extremely knowledgeable about blades from all countries and eras.
He's had his gaze fixed on the corpse ever since we got here. I suppose he's curious to know what led to its current state.
Who do I want to talk to first?
Do we know what the situation was when the corpse was found?
I just got here as well, so I'm not clear on the details myself. But from the sounds of it, a local civilian happened across it about an hour ago as they were passing by. They got us on the scene immediately, so no one else should have seen it.
That's a relief. We don't want people working themselves into a frenzy over this. Where is that local now?
We got someone taking their statement in a nearby police box. I'll let you know when we get more info there. I guess we'll do that.
Please do.
Weren't you going to examine the body?
Is there anything that stands out to you so far, Soto?
I'd like to get a better grasp on the details before saying anything, I think. Alright.
Sound of the waves and the buzz from the onlookers fills the air around us. I suppose it's inevitable that the police being around would draw people's attention. I just hope it doesn't cause a commotion.
Okay, look at the corpse. Ooh, alright.
I see, so this is the corpse in question, is it? Unusual is certainly one word for it.
It's all dried up now, almost like it's been mummified. But apart from that, it's pretty safe to say this is a mermaid, right?
Let's take a closer look at it. It would seem like the fish half of the body begins from the shoulders downward.
All the mermaids I've ever heard of have had the fish half start from the waist down. If it's a fake, then maybe whoever made this didn't do their research.
Really, several of the mermaids described in old Japanese legends had their faces as the only human part, though.
Seriously? Guess that makes me the one who didn't do their research, then. Tail. The body's lower half is identical to a fish's tail. If this was a fish, it'd be a pretty huge one. If this really is a corpse, then I wonder when they died. I doubt the body would have ended up this desiccated, that's a word, if it had been in the sea this whole time. You think there's the possibility that they died, shriveled up into a mummy-like state, then their body fell into the sea and got washed up here?
It makes for quite the enigma, that's for sure.
There's no sign of any external wounds. I can't see anything that would have caused their death, at least. Now for the head. As you can see, there's no doubt that it has a human head. That's the main reason we went ahead with treating it as a corpse.
That makes sense. I can't imagine anyone would have seen a creature like this before, after all.
If it really is a mermaid, wouldn't this be a pretty huge discovery?
It's not the sort of thing we'll be able to make public, that's for sure. I don't suppose we have any way of confirming their identity.
Their identity? Given the state of the body, it'd probably be difficult to confirm based on facial features, but we might have a chance using dental records. Though that would depend on if they've ever had a dental exam.
I see. That makes sense.
Honestly, I'm kinda leaning towards it being a fake of some kind. What do you think?
It's true that many of the mermaid mummies discovered were ultimately found to have been man-made in origin.
Okay, mermaid mummies, what do you got for me? You won't find me complaining if it is. No need to investigate a fake corpse, after all. Maybe that's being too optimistic, though.
We'll just have to see about that, then, won't we?
When I first saw this expression, I thought they must have died in some unbelievable agony. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like they look almost satisfied. Could just be my imagination, though.
Satisfied.
Okay, torso, tail... Anything else we could look at? Head, mouth... Go back. If we really do have a mermaid on our hands, do you think all those stories about becoming immortal from eating mermaid flesh are true?
Oh, so you're curious about that too, Detective?
Well, I don't know if I'd actually want to eat it, though. Living forever doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy, you know? Besides, I can't say I find the thought of eating meat from this thing all that appealing.
I see. I suppose that's a natural response. But there are plenty of people who would be interested in getting their hands on this corpse for that exact reason.
I can see that. We might even have people fighting over if it gets out. All the more reason to try and keep it hidden. Sure is a troublesome thing we got on our hands here.
Okay, so we can go over to you, Soto. Well, I think we have a decent grasp on the situation now. What's your opinion, Soto? First of all, based on the state of the corpse, I think it's safe to say that this is another case of the curse of the forsaken fish. Some of the residual curse energy is still lingering around the body. Just as expected, then. I suppose that's no surprise.
What was that just now?
I'll try to explain our understanding of the case so far, Detective. I realize some of it might sound a bit absurd, but please bear with us. This corpse is neither a fake, nor could it be called a mermaid. It is the remains of a human, one transformed into a fish as the result of a curse.
What? A former human? And a curse, too? Pretty hard to know what to say about that. One thing's for sure, that's not going to fly in the case report by itself. Mind explaining it a bit more for me?
Of course. Let's start with an explanation of our circumstances, then. I'll let you handle the I'll let you handle the explanations, ma'am. Of course, leave it to me. In return, I'll be counting on you to handle the report.
Ugh, confound it. Okay, so I guess I talk to Ida again. Talk about department.
Okay, first I suppose I should start with a brief explanation of the department I work for.
Wait, aren't you part of some secret department in the security division over in Tokyo? Are you sure you should be telling me something like that? I'm not going to get caught up in any troublesome business if you do, am I?
No need to worry. I doubt it'll come to that. Probably. Our work here is mostly kept a secret because it's something of a pain to find people who will accept, let alone understand, the circumstances each time. But you've been very supportive so far, I can't imagine that will be a problem. Well, if you insist, go ahead, I guess. As you say, my department is indeed a part of the security division. Its proper name is the Paranormal Affairs Bureau.
Okay, just like last time, there was a Paranormal Affairs Bureau. With the Mysteries of Honjo. Okay. Yeah? Okay, so we can, just as a refresher, the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Guess we'd find that under... Well, we can read some of this mermaid mummy. Okay, relics believed to be either the embalmed or mummified remains of mermaids are preserved in temples throughout Japan. Among them, several are said to bestow blessings such as eternal youth and longevity, or sound health and are treated as objects of worship. In the 1970s, some garnered so much attention after being featured on TV that people traveled en masse to see them, prompting some temples and shrines to discontinue public viewings. Mermaid mummies have also been documented in other countries. In the 1800s, the exhibition of mermaid mummies as exotic curios became a widespread phenomenon across Europe and the United States. Although these mummies were originally believed to be genuine, subsequent analysis has revealed fibers from materials such as wood and paper in their composition, exposing them to be man-made in origin. The quality of some mermaid mummies crafted in Japan during the Edo period was particularly high, with several being widely circulated, especially in Europe. However, the revelation that many of these mermaids were man-made does not disprove the existence of mermaids, and debate on that topic continues even today. Okay, Paranormal Affairs. Good to see you guys again. Although officially called the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division Paranormal Affairs Bureau, it is more commonly referred to as simply Paranormal Affairs. Only a handful of people know about its existence even within the police force. As the name suggests, this unit specializes in the investigation and resolution of cases involving paranormal phenomena. Since the existence of such happenings is not public knowledge, nor is it readily believed by the general population, the Bureau's activities are conducted in the utmost secrecy. As there are currently only 5 members in the unit, including the chief, they utilize a network of psychic contacts across the country to assist with their cases. The current chief of Paranormal Affairs is a man named Kiru Nakagoshi. Although said to have been born to a family of psychics who have been involved in keeping the world safe from paranormal phenomenon for generations, Kiru is an elusive figure. Very few have met him in person, and he is rarely seen in the office. It is said that this is because he has often been the target of curses. However, some theorize that it is in fact because Kiru is not actually a flesh-and-blood human, with some going as far as to question whether he really exists. His seat in his office is usually occupied by his familiar, a Nue, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nue resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as Kiru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. The term Nakagoshi case serves as a code name used to refer to cases under investigation by Paranormal Affairs. Jeez, the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, huh? Though, if there really are cases of spiritual phenomena causing harm around the place, I guess it's not that hard to believe there'd be some sort of organization to deal with them within the police.
Precisely. I'm glad you're so quick on the uptake.
Well, after seeing that corpse over there, there's not much else I can do but believe in it, you know? Oh, does that mean you have spirit sense, or some other sort of psychic powers?
Not to any notable degree, I'm afraid. As I mentioned, I'm primarily a housewife. If you ask me, I would rather sort this all out and get back home to my husband as soon as possible.
Right.
Soto here was my husband's protege when he used to work as a psychic, though. He helps me out on any work I'm assigned to.
I'm responsible for handling any spiritual work that comes up, yes.
Spiritual work, huh? Hearing you say that like it's just another job really makes me feel we're talking about another industry entirely. But if you really are just a housewife, Mrs. Shiki, why are you working for a special unit like that? I know it's none of my business, but if your husband is psychic, wouldn't all this be more in his line of work?
True, personally, I'd also rather our roles were reversed. But there are several reasons why that unfortunately cannot be the case.
I see. I don't really know your circumstances, but it sounds pretty rough. Either way, I should be good to put this down as a paranormal affairs case, right?
That should be fine, yes. You can leave the rest of the investigation to us. We'll also handle the report. More specifically, Soto will.
Really? Thanks. That's a great help.
Not again.
Okay, profiles. Okay, Okay, a woman who balances her work as a housewife with her position as a full-time employee of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, secret department within the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Force. Although the very image of a refined lady in appearance, she has surprisingly free-spirited personality and tends to find anything she has no interest in too bothersome to take seriously. Things that do catch her attention, on the other hand, often command all of it, and she will actively involve herself in looking into them. She utterly adores her husband, swooning in admiration whenever the topic turns to him. She is also viewed with affection by her co-workers, calling her ma'am. Those who call her ma'am, rather. Of the 5 current full-time members of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, Yumeko alone lacks any particular metaphysical abilities, despite possessing a meager degree of spirit sense. Even so, she was chosen to be part of the Bureau's elite unit for a very particular reason, or particular reasons known only to a handful of people close to her. There was once another member of the Bureau who had no paranormal powers to speak of, veteran police detective Tetsuo Tutsumi. He was in the previous game. Yeah, we spent a lot of time with Tetsuo in Mysteries of Honjo. Man, I miss that grumpy old bastard. And the two occasionally worked on investigations together. When dispatched on assignments now, she always pairs up with freelance psychic detective Sodo Kiryu, leaving all paranormal-related procedures, and often her much-despised paperwork, to him. Yumeko's husband is also a psychic by the name of Itensai Shike, and Sodo is his cherished protege. Okay. Alrighty then. Files up. Oh, what the hell do we got now? Psychic spirit sense, okay. The various abnormal occurrences attributed to the spirits of the dead are collectively referred to as spiritual phenomena. These can range from small peculiarities, such as being able to see things that shouldn't be there, hearing strange sounds, or feeling a sudden unnatural chill, to larger-scale phenomena powerful enough to defy the laws of physics, potentially even triggering natural disasters. Harmful spiritual phenomena that cause unwanted effects by interfering with nature or tampering with the human body or mind are called curses. Curses can themselves be divided into 2 categories: those that occur naturally, often arising from negative emotions, such as deep resentment from the dead, and those that are intentionally created by someone with spiritual abilities, using an existing spirit or grudge. However, creating a curse is quite difficult, and there is the risk of the curse rebounding and causing harm to the creator instead. The more powerful the curse, the more stringent the conditions that are required to use it. The ability to sense the energy of spirits and spiritual phenomena is known as spirit sense. The strength of this ability varies from person to person, and while it can be increased to a certain extent through training, it ultimately comes down to the individual's innate talent. According to those who have it, spirit sense is similar to a sense of smell. The lingering spiritual energy in an area can be detected by what feels like specialized sense organs, conveying information such as the relative strength of the phenomenon and whether it is benevolent or malevolent in nature. Those with a particularly potent spirit sense are also able to glean specific details from the energy and even track it down to identify its origin. However, as spiritual energy is unaffected by air movement, it is not possible to use wind to drive it away. The ability to see spiritual phenomena is considered a psychic ability, described further below. Spiritual phenomena occur regardless of one's ability to perceive them, so many people that lack spirit sense are affected by such phenomena without any awareness of its cause. As spirit sense is impossible to quantify, comparing its strength between individuals is difficult. However, as tolerance to forcible exposure to spiritual phenomenon is comparable to a tolerance to alcohol, there are those who use this comparison when explaining to others. Psychic ability is the special power to interact or influence spirits. It covers a wide range of abilities from simply being able to see spirits to being able to directly control or exercise them. It also includes the ability to intentionally induce spiritual phenomena in order to use specific skills, such as peering into the future, capturing images with psychic photography, or searching for objects using dowsing. Individuals who possess such abilities are known as psychics. People who possess spirit sense but lack psychic ability are particularly susceptible to the influence of spiritual phenomena, whether they are aware of it or not, and as such often fall victim to supernatural disasters or disturbances. Okay, we can talk about spirit sense. You know, I sometimes find myself wondering if I have a bit of spirit sense as well. There have been times I've caught sight of strange things when walking down a road at night. When I looked into it later, I found that the place I'd walked by had been the site of an accident or the like.
Oh, that might be the real deal then. It's definitely a possibility. I would advise not going too close to anything you see of that nature. It becomes easier for them to target you if they they realize you're aware of them, you see.
Jeez, what would happen then? I guess I'd end up possessed or something?
There is that danger, yes, in the event you are possessed. You may find yourself afflicted by headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations. Memory problems and impaired thinking are also not unheard of.
Ugh. Headaches and muscle stiffness definitely ring a bell. I sure hope it isn't the work of some spirit. Do people have their personalities taken over when possessed too?
May be possible with the spirits who had a very close relationship to their target, such as if they were siblings or were parent and child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. The negative effects I just mentioned are primarily caused by the two parties not being in sync.
That's good to know, I think.
Even if a spirit were able to successfully possess someone, would only be able to pressure them to behave in ways that wouldn't be unusual for the individual in question.
I see, but in that case, there's no way of knowing whether you're behaving that way of your own will or not, right?
Exactly. Hence the prevalence of cases where people don't even realize they're being possessed.
Yeah, so that's how things work here. Far as I know, I haven't been having any problems like that, though I think I should be fine. Okay, still going on about spirit sense. Having spirit sense seems like it's more trouble than it's worth somehow. Okay, we can talk about the curses. Still, I never would have thought there's a curse out here that can turn people into fish. And it only half worked, so the victim ended up looking like a mermaid. That's bound to cause misunderstandings.
The curse is originally meant to turn a person's whole body into that of the fish, you see. But the victim died before the transformation was complete, so it stopped before it could reach that point. The vast majority of the mermaids discovered over the years are either man-made fakes or victims of the same curse.
I see. To be honest, part of me was kind of excited when I first saw what it looked like. I thought that it might mean there are really mermaids out there, you know? Exactly like the ones you hear about in stories.
I'm afraid we can neither confirm nor deny things there.
Oh, I get why you were asking about the corpse's identity now. It's because you realize they used to be human, right?
That's right. Recently, too, the transformation likely happened yesterday, or even earlier today.
What, that recently? Someone could just really end up in a state like this after just a day?
They certainly could.
Seriously, these curses are crazy. I'll get forensics to take a look when they get here, then.
Please do. The investigator in question has worked on paranormal affairs cases before, so they shouldn't need any explanation.
Ah, right, the case from yesterday. Great, that should save us some effort, then. I guess we can talk about... Oh, we'll continue about curses. Cursed one day, a mummified corpse the next. Sure is a scary world we live in. Now we talk about the department. So, does that mean that you came all the way here to Mie because you knew something like this was going to happen?
Oh, that's awfully perceptive of you, Detective. I suppose you could say that, yes, at the very least, the situation hasn't come as a huge surprise.
Well, if that's the case... Was the body from the other day one of those cases too, then? We got a collection to recollect. Okay, that's another chapter. Yume Koshike, Unidentified Skeletons.
It was indeed, yes.
Seriously, that does sound like a pain to deal with. I bet our chief knew all about this when he assigned me to the case.
If it lessens the burden, you've been a great help to us so far, Detective.
I don't mind occult stuff, so I've been asking all these questions out of curiosity. But it's probably best I don't get too involved in all this paranormal business, right? You must have some good reason for keeping it under wraps, after all.
I think that would be wise, yes.
Okay, so we're all shut down there. Guess we can do a thinky poo.
We originally came from Mie to Tokyo to investigate another case. But with so many other incidents occurring, I can't help but get the sinking feeling something troublesome is about to happen. Detective Ide has been a huge help to us so far. We might be able to reveal some of our circumstances to him.
Ma'am.
What is it?
Perhaps I could use my Shagun ability to see if it produces any results.
Ah, yes, that's an excellent idea. I almost forgot we had such a handy trick up our sleeve.
Shogun? What does that do?
Patience, Detective, you'll see soon enough.
Right.
There. It's done.
Oh, it went so well, did it? Well done, Shoto.
What's this all about, then?
Soto can see the face of the deceased from a piece of their remains, however small. He can then sketch their features based on what he saw.
So that's how you got a sketch of the victim in that other case. An ability like that would be priceless if we could use it on the Force, you know.
Well, I hear it doesn't always work, so it's unfortunately not foolproof. So, what did our victim look like?
About that, I think it might be faster to see for yourself.
It's dead Mom!
This face, it's Somekawa.
Wait, Somekawa, you can't mean...
Oh, and they booted me back here. They booted me all the way back there.
Okay. Actually, I think I'm done reading for now. Because we were almost at the 3-hour mark. I think if I push it, my throat's gonna hate me in the morning. Let me see if I can fish a little more. Let's see if I can run up the score. They should save my rank, right? Okay, BA Prefecture. Yeah, a part of me is tempted to kind of grind the rest of it off screen. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're on the bottom again. Let's see how many goodies I can procure here. Okay, we'll go to Q. Okay, there's my abalone. Up, point up. Okay. I probably should get a little bit closer up. Okay, so yes, you can in essence grind here. You can effectively do that. Man, a lot from the abalone. A lot from the abalone, which is incredible. I wonder if I'm saying it too close to like Avalon, which was an album by Roxy Music. Oh, okay, stand still. Stay still, buddy. Stay still. Okay, slice that open, no problem. Doing great. Yeah, I guess to really, bring up your score, it's almost, necessary to, sort of prioritize, the bigger catches. Don't worry. Yeah, I wonder what it's gonna look like when we, become super diver. Super dive mans. Drop me down. But yeah, I think grinding it out. And you know what? I think I might do the rest of this offline, or the rest of this off stream. You know, just to kind of get it out of the way. Because yeah, I am absolutely convinced they have, or maybe I could just grind it until, like, I only have, like, one thing left to do. Like, one little slice of... Oh, I'm caught in something. Oh, they're throwing that at me now. Oh, was I caught in a net? See, was I caught in something, or was something grabbing me? Yeah, that wasn't much of a haul. That was not much of a haul. Okay, well, we got some... Got a couple of things right off the bat. And now we got you. It kind of twirls you around quite a bit. Sort of low-level heal. Low-level here. All these little low-level clams. Okay, they had one that was kind of in plain sight for us. You know what? We'll come back to that later. I feel like that might require us to be leveled maybe just like a little more than we currently are. Oh, almost close. Almost at the next level. Almost at the next level. Okay. I think we should get the level up with this next one we do. We still have to find that, like, that fifth one. That last little thing we haven't gotten yet. Stop that. Just line up for me. Line up for me, please. Okay. Another one of you. Another one of the urchins. Tasty, tasty urchins. Sasuke the urchin. I know it's probably like Uehara or something. But I like to piss people off by calling him Sasuke Urchin. Because it's Naruto. Who really cares about Naruto? Okay. So that abalone... It's increased. Yeah. Okay, got another higher. So let's see. Okay, okay. We can quit the diving for now. Return to the story chart. Alright, yeah, just wanted to round out the time there. Okay, so I think that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you for everyone who dropped by, lurked, etc. Thank you for the raid once again, Freezing Inferno. And speaking of raid, let me take a good little gander at, who else is currently live. Holy crap, Labrilla beat Contra. I guess we'll raid, I'll go congratulate her. And, now she's playing Metal Slug 3. Hey, we played that not that long ago. That was the prior stream. The most recent stream we did. But anyway, that'll do it for us tonight. I actually have the day off because the office is closed. Because I gotta fix the plumbing, so that means no running water, no toilets, no nothing. So, maybe a little bit of a longer stream tomorrow. I will keep you posted, but I probably will go live with, more, PARANORMASIGHT Mermaid's course tomorrow. But until next time, everybody, until next time, this is Poncho Smith, signing off. And as always, good night, good luck, and I will catch you all in the next one. Later.